G'day all. Okay, well, got another quick update. Wasn't actually planning to make a video until I'd done a bit more, but I've had a slight change of plans of what I was actually going to do. I was going to put the roof on next, and those arches. Now that I've put more arch in the front than what it had, this roof section's actually sitting on there a whole lot better. I quite like the way that's sitting. Still a bit, like it's still going to be a bit sharper here. Like, when it meets up, it's still a little bit sharper than what I would like up at this end. So, I'm thinking that I probably need to get a bit of pipe under there or something, and as a dolly, and try and just round it that little bit. I'm a bit hesitant to do that, and I'm not that great at panel beating, and I'm sort of a little bit concerned that I might actually destroy the shape of it or crease it or something in the process. So, I mean, it's not that sharp, and it'd probably even look alright just having it slightly sharp, but I don't know. Sort of in two minds about that. Yeah, of course, obviously it's got to be cut back along here. And these edges don't meet up, so obviously they'll be getting cut back here somewhere. Whether I use this piece, I don't know, because it's not actually wide. It's not as wide. It's not as wide down here, but it does get narrower as it goes up. So anyway, decide that when I get to it, whether I use that or whether I use other pieces, or a rounded piece or something else altogether. Whether I make my own, because it probably needs to taper in actually. They do taper in on the rear pillar, however they were rusted out, so it's probably a slim chance of being able to use those pieces. They wouldn't be long enough anyway. At least I don't think so. No, I have to check into that. But anyway, as I said, that was going to be the next step because I've got all the framework in. However, what's made me change my mind is that these the A pillars actually, first pillars, your door hinge pillars. I don't want to leave them as they are because I'm sort of cutting a fair bit of the strength away anyway, taking off the inner panel, and it also juts out a long way. It's got sharp edges. It's going to catch and damage things that I put in there, and not going to be that strong anyway. So the idea now is to get a couple of pieces of like inch pipe, probably inch water pipe that's quite thick wall. Fit that into it. Probably won't fully weld it, like to the panel anyway. I might, I'll probably fully weld it to the original pillar, and then because it'll only be coming out an inch. So probably fully weld it down there and cut off the excess, but it'll have to curl up. It'll have to have a bend in the top and come up and meet with that other brace. So you can see it here. This is other brace, so it's going to have to weld into there and onto this piece just to support the hinge. And so it'll come down tight against the panel, be welded somewhere down along this line, and this excess will be cut off then. But I need to really should do that before I put the roof on, I think. Just for access, not so much welding, but for cutting it all out and everything. Just be a whole lot easier to do before I put the roof on. But in order to put that in, that then needs to be welded down at the base, because I'm going to cut all this out. So I'm putting angle bar right around the edge. I'll make up the full shape with angle bar, and that'll be plug welded in onto the panel. Well, I'll probably end up, I don't know whether I fully weld it or just plug weld it, I'm not sure. Trouble with plug welding is, then you got to go along seam seal it and whatever. Whereas if you fully weld it, it's finished, you just grind it, paint it. Well, finished on the outside anyway. Because you got to get something in between. I mean, anytime you overlap panel, you need some sort of rust proofing in between it. So, yeah, I was stopped with doing the roof part for the moment. Which was sort of a, once I started on there, I was really keen to go on with it, but common sense needs to prevail. Anyway, so this is, in order to put that angle on, I've got to get the shape that I want. I went out here for 2 hours, just working out different shapes. Got bits of cardboard on there, trying different things, different bends, different positions, trying to get something that I think is going to work and work easy with the panel that goes around it and look decent. So front was pretty simple. What I actually did, it's still on there actually. But I ruler, taped a marker onto it, and then I just held it on the panel and sort of tried to draw the shape that I've got up top, like extending out a bit, obviously seeing out a bit at an angle. And so that's what I've come up with. You can see there's sort of a few different lines, they're a bit squiggly, and when you're testing lines, you're going to draw that out half a dozen times until you find something you're happy with, like at first I did a curve that come out around here, I did a straight across here, I did a few different things that I wasn't that happy with. And like I was using a black marker for that. But then when you get the line that you want, then go over it with a different marker, a different colour. So that when you start cutting it out, you know exactly which line you're cutting. Like, it's easy to tell which line you want while it's in there, but once you take it off to cut it, and then it can get confusing. So said mark the finished line with a different colour so you know where to cut. And this one here, a little more difficult because I don't sort of have, well, I got a panel there, but I don't want that shape. And because the mudguard's sitting on here, it's got to come out. I want to cover the most of the frame anyway. I don't want too much of the underframe sticking out. But because the mudguard will be bolting on right back here somewhere. So I wanted it to not curve until it gets past where the mudguard bolts on. So that's, and then to get a nice even circular shape, I then went looking for something rounded that, big and rounded that had, the right sort of curve. So, what I found was I got this is a bit off an old satellite dish that, it fell off the roof, got bent up anyway, but I'd already cut pieces of panel out of it. So, I've used that as me to get me curve with. So that way I get it nice and even, easy to draw up when you can run your marker along the edge of it. And this is what I got. This is a piece. Actually, I'll show you. First, I was going to use regular angle. This piece of the bed frame. And I use these a lot whenever I can find them and grab them and bring them home. They're really good bits of angle to use. And, but yeah, I picked the two of them up and carried them inside, and they're like mega heavy. And considering this is going to be towed by a Volkswagen, I really got to consider how much weight I'm putting on it when I'm making it. I got to try and keep it light. So I carried them in here, dropped them on the floor, and thought, no, too heavy, way too heavy. Then I thought about, well, it doesn't need to be. I want it this width at the base because I'm doing a plywood floor that'll sit on top of that. But it doesn't need to come up the sides that far. It only needs to come up the sides, not even half of that distance, just far enough to put a plug weld on it. And so I went back out my scrap pile, and got this. This is two pieces of shed purling that have been welded together back to back. This was a gantry that I made up while I was building the house. I needed to lift everything and put things on and off trailers and whatever, so I actually had a gantry happening. This was the beam for the gantry that hasn't been used for at least 10 years now since I pulled it down. So I cut the pieces out of that, and this is way thinner. Like this whole piece weighs about the same as those two pieces of angle. That's how heavy this angle is. And I will use this, like this frame, this whole cab thing that I'm building will be bolted onto this trailer. It's only going to have 4 or 6 bolts holding the whole thing down. And I'm making it so that I can just unbolt it, take it off. And in time I'll make a box tray that I can bolt on it as well. And that'll be for carrying sand, gravel, all that sort of stuff. So, but that won't be getting towed. Won't be towing a load of sand or gravel with the Volkswagen anyway. It'll get towed by the other cars. So I'll keep this heavy stuff for making the box tray because it won't really matter. But anyway, this is the pieces I've cut off, and I've marked out. This is where the straight bits are that go along the sides of the frame, and then where it starts curving. Started here, it's the back end, it's a tighter bend. So I've marked every inch. I put the two pieces back to back. That's what all the clamps are, because I want the two to be exactly the same. The cuts, so that they bend the same. There is a way of bending angle, but you need machinery that I haven't got. So this is the only way I know to do it. It's a lot of work, a lot of cutting, and then when you start bending it, they're all going to overlap. I used to actually cut V's in it, and then try and bend it, but you don't know how big your V is, so you're guessing at it, and you end up with, gaps, too big a gap to weld and everything. So the best thing is to just cut it and let each piece overlap it. And when you get it to the bend that you want, then you cut it again. You cut the excess off, and that way you've got nice, clean cuts of only a mil, like a mil gap that you can fill in when you weld them. So, and the same on the back. Back's a much bigger curve, like way bigger curve than the front. I mean, there's a way bigger curve than the back. So they're about 1.5 inches. So we've gone about a 1/2 inch bigger. So got less cuts, less welds, because they shouldn't need that be that close for the curve that I'm putting in the front. Anyway, whether this is the right, wrong, easiest, hardest way to do it doesn't really sort of make any difference at this stage, because this is the way I'm doing it. This is the only way I know, and know that I can do it with what I got. So anyway, we'll leave it at that. So once again, thanks for watching, and hope you find it a little bit interesting or helpful or something. Okay, catch you again. Bye.